So I'm not really able to go live on this channel yet because I haven't gotten enough likes. So I need to be, I don't know how to work on that other than to say I'm doing the best I can. And I'm going to just talk, I went live on Facebook a minute ago, and I'm just going to sort of recapitulate what I already did and try and remember what I said so we can have that same conversation here. Is that I was telling the story about how mediumship started for me, and I think it's important to share it because now more than ever, the world is really dependent upon light workers, and you watching this, you must be, because you're here and you were guided here. I trust the universe and its guiding way more than I ever did the first half of my life. It took me a long time to get to that space. So what I really want to say here is there are, so first I'm going to tell you the story. Okay, so the story goes like this. I was, what was I? I was a little girl, and I called myself a lass. I was a little lass, but I think that's a boy. I don't know. I was a little lassa, and I was a medium when I was young, but I didn't really fit in. It was really not a place that that it wasn't in a space in the world that was very accepting of me or any sort of like potential gift into mediumship I had. Now that's not the case, right? There's a lot of people who want to talk to me, a lot of people who want to hear, a lot of people who want to have conversations about mediumship or being connected in the other side. So what I ended up doing was this. It was between 9 and 12, and I can't remember. And it's kind of like remembering a dream. And this dream is like, for me, trying to grasp onto smoke. Like, oh, that's what happened. Or, oh, that's what happened. So when I was between 9 and 12, I think actually it's more like between 8 and 10. That kind of, I've had to like think what I like looked like in this dream. And again, it's really hard to capture because what happened in this dream was my guide took me up to see this council. And it was sort of like it was almost like people sitting behind tables. And there was a bunch of them, and there were like, I don't know, there were maybe 6. And there was the one person who was kind of in charge, and it was this male figure. And my guide had taken me up to this council and said, we have to turn her off because she is not going to make it. Like she's gonna axe herself at some point if we don't do something, and I wanted to turn her off because she can't handle this right now. As much as I mean, so let me just continue with the story before I add my little commentaries about everything. So this guide stood to the left and behind me, and I was here, and in front of me was the guy who was in charge, and like I hate to even say the guy who was in charge because I don't believe in hierarchy. I believe in wisdom, and I believe the wisdom is what guides us, but I don't believe in the hierarchy of anywhere, because as we've talked about in here, we've talked about trees being connected, we talked about waves being connected, we talked about how connected we all are, and how we move within this space connectively. How can somebody be above you in that situation? It's not possible. So he's looked at me, and I remember as a little girl, and he's like, young lady, I don't know what he said really, like those first parts. I can just remember him impressing upon me that you're staying, we'll turn you off if that's what you want, but we will turn you back on, in the latter half of your life, you will be a medium. And I said, well, how old is that? Like some kind of idea. He's like, we'll turn you back on when you're 40. And I mean, like, and I was like, 40? I'm never going to live to 40. I'm going to die before I'm 40. I'm not. Fine, turn me off. Because I was like, oh, it's never going to happen. And he goes, are you sure? Because it's going to be much more difficult for you to come back, because you're going to have to come back. And I was like, no, nah, I don't care. Well, what ended up happening is my brother died when he was 39. And when he passed, it opened this huge world of serendipity and synchronicities, no coincidences, synchronicities. Synchronicities that led me from one stepping stone to the next stepping stone to the next stepping stone. And as he had said, it has been much more difficult than I thought to kind of become a medium and to work kind of where I'm at. But what I understand now is me becoming a medium, me re-entering mediumship, me accepting my gift, me accepting what my purpose is on this life, or in this life, around this life, has allowed me to be a better medium. I'm incredibly compassionate, incredibly open and loving and willing to share these experiences because I believe I'm not the only one out there. I believe that every single one of us, like I said, we are all connected, right?